from the streets with her.
What up, fam? It's your boy Thuggish G35, or Mr. Motherfucker, however you want to put it, back in the hunt with another video. A little sweaty, me and the missus. You just dropped your phone. Headed out to the Grand Prix again. I know the previous upload I did was the Grand Prix as well, but that's my shit. And on that note, I'll pick it up when we get in action. Didn't get me. This footage is gonna look. Got the head footage, you know, I'm trying to. No, this is always what I'm at. We're going to film all this footage with this camera, then we're going to use the GoPro for the race. No, I'm right behind you. Nice Ferrari. Oh, last year's champion. They got a little race car. Sexy. That's gonna be. They try to do their little Porsche experience, AMG experience, huh? Right. Last year this was open.
我找不到这个地方。应该是对，这应该是 Amazon 吗？对 ，Amazon 后。
Got the exotic stuff. WB.
calendar, so an eye-opening opportunity.
went through the area where he made contact earlier. Did Scott Dixon talking about that? Just setting up for turn number 6, but no issue whatsoever. As we watch him go around, he's down the chart. Let me see, he'd be in the 7th, 8th spot right now.
Then I have one that's
Christian Rasmussen continues to be 1. Schwartzman, Rossi, Ferrucci, Cranberry, all the
last one is
to get themselves ready for qualifying seems to have paid off for their drivers for the most part.
Yeah, I think so. I think they had on-car. I think he's going down. Kind of been sideways out there, so I think he's still so I mean, the cars do seem to be faster, Mark, but I have to think that he's still dealing with some braking issues through that corner and all the way through.
Drivers heading to pit road, getting that fresh set of primaries for qualifying with under 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, and what they're going to do is put some brand new fresh tires on. Now, as we know, some of them, including Ferrucci, had the alternate tires on. Going to double sit those just to make sure that he tries getting that top 12, gives them the best opportunity. But now they're all going to be on the softer compound tires, Mark. And Ferrucci, I think, Blow is going to be the first one out of pit lane, trying to get some clean track to lay one down.
Well, you talk about clean track right now. And
trying to preserve this battery.
Clean track is the Java House machine.
We'll get it from a different view now.
Because there's no one else out there. And you got to go all the way back to the fountain area to find, your current series points leader, Alex Below.
And it blows on an outlast, too, so he is just heading on.
Over the season, did with a couple wins.
That car really good, just barely tagged it. So a couple small mistakes, but we're all
inches away from the walls here in Long Beach. We're watching Ottawa Ward heading down to the right.
Compound tires that they'll want to see the speed. But Pelot has some speed. Rear of that car just a little bit loose. Exit in turn number 6. Sets up that right there in turn number 7.
That is in round number 2. It is Alex Pelot. Those event cars with the familiar yellow colors of DHL on the side pods. He looks smooth through turn number 9 as he accelerates over the red and white curving.
We'll see what he does. Obviously, 2 laps pretty much the enough, at least for this set of tires, he'll make his way to pit lane.
Great point, Michael Young and Davey Hamilton speak to that. It seems as though most of the drivers feel like that it's on actually that second lap, that's the best lap on these alternates, and to that end, that may explain why at the
But yeah, you know what's nice, just cool weather, it's just cool track. 2 laps, and sometimes that second lap's probably going to be the most ideal, and the drivers know that. Gives you a little bit of a breather, you know, just like Scott said, you know, he made a little mistake on the first lap, it was there to be in, but then the second lap he got into the wall. It does give you that second chance, but you have to get at least one of them right.
So where we stand right now, Christian Lundgaard at a 66.9330. I believe he's the first one we've seen in the 66-second range. Then Colton Herta at a 67.2926. Then Marcus Ericsson at a 67.4847. Pato Award at a 67.5540. Then Kyle Kirkwood at a 67.5734. Then McLaughlin drops off to the 109s. Same for Pelot.
Time for a full field rundown for your Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach and the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship. Here is our 27-car grid, starting off in 27th position for Wayne Taylor Racing in the Lamborghini Huracan, Danny Formal. In 26th, in the Tre Arsi Competizione Ferrari, Sheena Monk. In 25th position, for Gradian Racing in the Ford Mustang GT3, Jensen Holtzman. Moving on up into 24th for Inception Racing in the Ferrari 296, Brendan Uribe. 23rd in the second Lamborghini Huracan for Fortier Racing, it's Misha Goikhberg. In 22nd position for AWA Racing in the first of our Chevrolet Corvettes, Jorge Fatani. Moving up into 21st for Cortog Racing Motors in the Mercedes AMG, Seth Lucas. In 20th position for Wright Motorsports in the Porsche 911 GT3R, Adam Adelson. In 19th position for TXTT Racing in another Chevrolet Corvette, Robert Wickens. In 18th place for Windward Racing in the Mercedes AMG number 57, Russell Ward. In 17th place in the number 89 Vassar Sullivan Lexus, Frankie Monticello. In 17th position for Berger Motorsport in the number 96 BMW
Now comes the checkered flag.